It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep. What's going on, my Alpha brethren? Today, I want to share a scenario that took place in my life once upon a time, and I used this scenario to verify that I have been through this particular experience. And therefore, when I tell you to never allow a woman to make you her plan B, I'm telling you from experience. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Go ahead and like the video. You know it's going to be fire. And without further ado, let's get into this. There was a young woman, young beautiful woman that I controlled once upon a time. And I say control because, you know, as alpha men, we control the women in our lives. But she wanted something that I could not provide. She wanted a committed relationship, and I could not provide that. Hell, I can't provide that now. But, you know, we were on and off for a while. And of course, I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. She was very submissive. Whatever I wanted, she did. If she couldn't do it, she learned how to do it. And so I have no complaints in that particular area. Now, I will say that she did have a child by another man at that particular time. But as I stated, I was much younger. So I hadn't gravitated to the level of alpha that I am now, to where I stuck to the straight and narrow path of alpha running me. So this went on for a few years, now off and on. We had spells where we would attempt to maybe try to be in a relationship, but it was never a committed relationship on my end. There was always another woman, and the great thing about it is she always knew. So to make a long story short, we ended up just not interacting with any other anymore. I just put some distance between us. It got to the point where trying to interact with her under the pressure of giving her what she wanted was just something I didn't want to deal with anymore. I mean, the pressure wasn't something I couldn't bear. I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I put some distance, some space between us. Later on, came to find out, don't even remember how I found out, but just in passing, the information came by that she had married some cat. And I was happy for her. It's like, hey, she finally got what she wanted. And that was it. We didn't communicate or any of those things. Years later, we did happen to start communicating. Online at first, just basic, what's up, what's happening, what's been going on with you, blah, blah. Eventually, we ended up face to face. And I knew at that point that there was a chance that even though she had gone off and married another man, that in the right situation, right circumstances, I would knock her down. I knew it. And as you can probably guess, eventually I did. And more than once. It wasn't like I did it once and I was like, no, I should do that again. I did it multiple times. In a short window though. It's not like I did it over years or months. In a very short window, I did, a few times, maybe 2 or 3, not many. But we sat down and had a discussion about what was going on, what was being done. And the discussion turned to, would I be available for her when everything hit the fan with the man she had married? In other words, if things hit the fan with him, would I be available to be with her so she wouldn't be alone? In essence, would I be her plan B? Would I be the one waiting in the wings just in case? Now, if things hit the fan and everything was gravy between them, then there would be no need for the plan B. But if things did hit the fan, she wanted to know if she would be able to fall back on me if she couldn't maintain her current situation. And I want to be perfectly honest with you, brothers. Whatever mind state I was in prior to that was anti-alpha, I snapped out of it immediately. There is no possible way that I am ever going to be the plan B of a woman when it comes to any type of relationship understanding, any type of commitment, any type of, anything beyond just random sex. So I say this to say to you that there is no woman who brings anything to the table of value that should warrant you being willing to be her one if her one ends up not being available to her. See, you're the two until the one is no longer available, and then you can move up. It's kind of like the thing of if you're with a woman and she goes and she's with another man, if that man decides to take her on as his woman, how can he be sure that she won't do the same thing to him that she did to you? Never allow yourself to be considered in the running to be a woman's plan B, a woman's backup plan. Because no matter what she tells you now, you have to understand she is not going to admit to you that you're her backup plan. Hell, I'm not going to admit to a woman that she's my backup plan. No one's going to tell you you're their backup plan, because anyone in their right mind is going to vacate as soon as they realize your true intentions is to be with this other person if possible. Now, I didn't even have to go this in depth into the discussion. I didn't have to ask her, well, if things work out, if things hit the fan and the cat still wants to be with you, then what? I already know the answer to that. You see, this is the thing you have to understand as a man. No matter what mindset you're in, I was in a pretty beta mindset to even be going that route, a less than godly mindset. I was in a spiritually defunct mindset. Once logic kicks into your mind, never discuss a situation with the woman that you have already logically assigned an answer in your head. Once you know the truth because of your logic and reasoning, don't have a discussion with her, because her responses will come from a place of emotion. And if you allow them to, they will cloud your logic. So once you know, there's no need to discuss it. And of course, that situation did not, go any further than that. That was it. That was the end of it. Because the bottom line is, if you are a plan B, that means that you are not the one who was preferred to be in that situation. So the level of desire for you to be in that situation will never become what it would if you had been the original one desired in that situation. Now, granted, I'm not coming saying, well, I've been done wrong or anything. No, I'm not saying the woman didn't want me, but in that husband position, she wanted that guy. And there's no possible way that I could maintain any type of interaction with her if she had a husband. You see, not even based on the lawful marriage, not even based on a marriage license or any of that, but in her heart, if she viewed that man as her husband, then I was out of line in the first place. So there was no way I could continue that scenario, whether she was with him or not. If she ended up not being with him, it wouldn't be because she didn't want to. If she ended up being with him, there is no way I could continue to allow myself to do the terrible transgression of being with another man's wife intimately. So I say this to say to you in summation, my brothers, never put yourself in a situation where you are automatically going to be plan B when any discussions of any serious interaction come up, whether you intend to be serious or not. The point is, if you're in that position, it is less than alpha. And we strive to enhance our alpha essence. And this is one of those lessons that I learned many moons ago that affords me the luxury of being a teacher, an instructor, a guide into embracing your alpha essence. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this real. And as always, alphas up, betas down. Peace.